Hi everyone, Julie is here. I'm glad to see on my channel Euroflies of Russian, and the theme of today's video will be Triskelion. So let's begin. I will tell you how it happened that this issue was chosen. I wandered around Google Earth studying the forgers of the stars that did not bypass Ireland. Release about them will be a little later. Well, and divided a little from the coast of Ireland, I went to the Isle of Man. And you know what? I find a very unusual symbol that I had never seen before. Well, now I show you and I tell you a very interesting information.
Triskelion is an ancient symbol represented by three curved lines emanating from one point. He was known by the Celts, Japanese, ancient Greeks, Etruscans, and other peoples. Triskelion is translated from Greek as tripod. Triskelions are very diverse, and these three lines can be depicted in different ways. For example, they can be in the form of three spirals or three curved lines, in the form of three branches, three human or animal legs bent at the knee as if running after each other. The lines can look like the heads of horses, snakes, dragons, dogs, and etc. I was interested in this and I decided to talk with you in more detail about the meaning and in parallel to identify completely unusual moments. What you should pay attention to is the naming of the symbol in which the number 3 catches your eye. The number 3 was revered among all Indo-European peoples, and the Celts are no exception. Shamrock, triads, triskill, triquetra, triple helix, three-race, three-pointed cross. Everything that could be raised to the number 3 becomes sacred. The Triskelion is presented in the form of three running legs emerging from one point. It's also featured on the flag and coat of arms of the Isle of Man and is now the official heraldic symbol of the Isle of Man and Sicily. For many centuries, the topic of discussion has been the amazing similarity of the three-legged sign of the Isle of Man and the Triskelion of Sicily, which was known even before the advent of Christianity. It's believed that this is due to the pre-Indo-European roots of the symbol, or the Viking campaigns in Sicily and the Isle of Man. What moment seems strange to me? First, in the 70s, the South African nationalist organization, the Afrikaner Resistance Movement, chose as its emblem a Triskelion stylized as a Nazi swastika, which is clearly not easy, and yet it speaks of a certain occult effect of it. If you look closely, this variant is quite reminiscent of a Triskelion with four rays. Tetraskelion, which is known to everyone like a swastika. Under the Third Reich, the Triskelion was depicted on the coat of arms and rings of the 27th SS Grenadier Division Langermark. For obvious reason, I will not apply this symbol. Despite the seemingly negative perception, the Triskelion is depicted in the emblems of the football clubs, Vienna, Austria, called First. The Isle of Man TT motorcycle races have been held on the island since 1907 with a terribly high mortality rate. Whether there is any kind of relationship with symbolism is not clear, rather with the energy invested in it. By the way, having studied the local Irish holidays, I made it clear that there are many similar moments between the holidays of different egregores, which are so intertwined that it's almost impossible to understand the original sources. It seems strange to me that in the land of the Anglican, it's not a Celtic drawing that is currently used, but a borrowed one. At the same time, the Isle of Man is not part of either the UK or the European Union. When interpreting the meaning of the Triskelion, It must be borne in mind that the ancient people didn't leave us exact indications of how exactly they understood this sign. So, all modern interpretations are hypotheses and assumptions. Version 1. Most likely, in Italy, the Triskelion means the movement of the sun across the sky, divided into three main stages: sunset, sunrise, and zenith. Previously, it was the Triskelion that was the sign of the sun, but then it was pushed aside by the cross and the swastika. This assumption is very logical and probably true. The second version says that the Triskelion is a symbol of the running of time, expressing the trinity of being: birth, life, and death. That does not prevent him from being at the same time a symbol of the sun, which from the point of view of the ancient man also passes through these three states every day. The third version among the Neo-Druids says the Triskelion denoted the connection of three primary elements: fire, water, and air, which go to infinity, and symbolizes the harmonious combination of the elements in nature. The balance of fire, water, and air provides the energy of life, its security and equanimity. They are located symmetrically, which denies the factor of dependence of the change in events and shows independence and integrity. Like all interpretation of Neo-Druidism, this version is one of the most beautiful and least believable. And what is interesting is that in Orthodoxy, before the forcible Christianity of Russia, the Slavs used this symbol in order to find the right way in life. The tree race that the Triskelion has an association with three running legs, which are bent at the knees and show that a person is moving at high speed. Among the Slavs, the sign had to do with living and dead energy. It was used as a talisman against sudden death and various life problems. Another Triskelion is the unity of the three words, on Russian Yav, Prav, Nav, as evidenced by its image on the crosses before the 13th century. Where do you think this symbol came from? From Celts, Slavs, or Buddhists? Write in the comments. But in fact, the main thing is not the moment of its appearance, but the power that different religions and beliefs put into it. Therefore, it's reproduced in the swastika, with one caveat, that this symbol does not play by bad rules, despite sacrifices, since it's for the forces of light. The question remains open why there is not a word about this symbol, about this tree feeling on the internet.
Well, I said so much, but I got a lot of stuff to talk about. Subscribe to my channel, mark the bell in order not to miss new release, and push the button if you like this video. See you in the next thematic video.